show where we discuss various politics and news involving the government. Today, we are going to be discussing judicial review and the effect it has on our country. Specifically, we are going to talk about the case of Kennedy versus Louisiana. Judicial review is the way our country decides whether or not laws or legislative acts are constitutional. The judicial system has the Supreme Court vote on judicial acts, and that is how judicial review is done. Now back to Kennedy versus Louisiana, a case in which the defendant, Mr. Kennedy, was found guilty of raping his 8-year-old stepdaughter, and under Louisiana law this is punishable by death and for first-time offenders of this crime. A 5-4 vote by the U.S. Supreme Court said that this law was unconstitutional under the 8th Amendment because it is cruel and unusual to punish someone by death because they did a crime that did not involve the killing or attempted murder of someone else. Previous cases dealing with this crime, such as Coker versus Georgia, which the rape of an adult was found to be not enough reason for punishment by death. This set the standard for the death penalty being used for rape. Now on today's show, we are having Justice Anthony M. Kennedy, and he's going to discuss his view on the majority's opinion and why they voted the way they did. And he's also going to discuss the minority's views and why he believes they are not correct. Now, Justice Kennedy, if you would come out, please. It's an honor having you on the show today, Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Wolf, it's an honor being here.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. Now, let's get down to business. Why did the majority vote the way they did, and what is your take on the whole situation?
Well, Mr. Wolf, you see, the defendant's life should not be taken because under the 8th Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment shall not be given. If the victim's life is not taken, the punishment should not be more so than the crime committed. Not only this, but also the majority of states do not allow for this type of capital punishment. We, as the majority, believe we should follow the example set by other cases and do not punish those who are not equal to that of ending someone else's life.
It's a very nice point you have there.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
The minority states that the punishment should fit the crime and that due to the facts and the violence of this said crime should be taken into consideration when choosing between death penalty and not punishment by death. What is your view on the minority's point of view?
Well, I strongly disagree with them because the punishment fitting the crime would not involve taking someone's life that did not commit a crime that ended someone else's life.
It's good. Also a very good point. It has been an honor having you today, sir, and I hope to have you on the show another time.
Mr. Wolf, I'm sure they'll have me.
Alright. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Now, on to the experts' opinions on this case. Many groups that support the victims of this crime actually agree with the majority because this crime is already underreported, and doing so, punishing by death of the defendants of this crime will actually increase the amount that this crime goes underreported because the victim does not want to kill someone that they are close to. Usually, in this crime, the victims are close to whoever does this crime to them, such as an uncle or a family friend, and they don't want to be responsible for the death of their uncle or family friend. It would also give no reason for the criminal to keep the victim alive after doing the raping. This would lead to more of these victims being killed, and either way, the crime will still be the same, death to the punisher. Also, expanding this capital punishment could open doors for other crimes being punishable by death, such as armed robbery, and that is not what the courts are trying to move towards. They're trying to limit capital punishment as much as they can. I personally agree with capital punishment being implied in certain cases. Thus, I do not agree with the court's decision on this specific case. I believe that judicial review was used in a bad way because of how close the vote was. It easily could have went either way and changed the future of this country's use of capital punishment. It should be changed so that a 6-3 vote is required to have a better chance of being in the best interest of our country. This is Logan Wolf signing off. See you next time on Politalk.